guys! So I got a request on one of my videos to talk a little bit more about what I do to prepare for lectures and exams, so I just wanted to go through that today, and I wanted to see if maybe I could show you some clips from my iPad using the screen record feature so that I could actually be a little bit more in-depth than what I was explaining in the last video. So if you want to know more about my study techniques, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to do a quick overview of what I do, just in case you hadn't seen that explanation in the previous video. But basically, what I do is Sunday before the week begins, I will download all the PowerPoints that are available. They're usually available the week before. Sometimes, depending on the professor, they might not be up until the day before. So if they're not up, I ignore them. If they are up, I download them all onto my iPad and I put them into Notability. And under Notability, I have it organized by weeks. You should be able to see that. And I'll have each week correspond to a particular exam. And so I'll load all the PowerPoints into that week section that I want it to be in, and I will go through and I'll do a quick glance over the material. So I'll go ahead and read some of the slides, maybe I'll highlight some things that I think might be important or that I see repeated on multiple PowerPoints for that week. And that's on Sunday before the week starts. Next, I will go to the lectures. I pretty much go to every lecture and I will annotate right on top of the PowerPoint as I'm listening to the lecturer, or highlight on top of the PowerPoint as I'm listening to the lecturer. Third is what somebody asked me about, and that's the summary slides that I make. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you a summary slide here. Alright, so we are on my iPad home screen. It's very disorganized, it doesn't look good. It's fine, whatever. Let's go through some apps that I use frequently. This one is one that I use. It's called Yuja Mobile, and it's stored on cloud, so it's got to reinstall. That's fun. I just got a new iPad, so everything is stored and reinstalling all the time. So Yuja is the service that we use in order to watch lectures. So basically the lectures are recorded and then you log into this app or website, or it's built into Blackboard, and you can go ahead and watch the lectures at 2x speed if you want to, or just regular. So this is Yuja. I use this infrequently since I go to class. And then, so this is basically my little bundle of school stuff. So I've got books here, and I keep normal books, but I also keep PDF versions of textbooks. So some popular ones to my library. Why is nothing loading? Yeah, so here we've got first aid, and I've got some of the immunology texts that our last couple exams were on because I wanted to make sure that I knew immunology really in depth. Basically I just have these here for reference. I don't annotate in them or anything. And then, so Kindle's basically the same idea, except if I get the book on Amazon, it goes to Kindle instead of books. I've got a couple different scanner apps because sometimes they only let you scan a limited number of pages before you have to pay for the app. So I've got a bunch of them on here for some reason. I've also got Procreate and Rough Animator because I like them. This is an example of something I drew in Procreate and then imported into Notability. I don't tend to do this because it's easier to just draw straight into Notability, but it's here if I need to do a little bit more complicated drawing. I've got Quizlet on here. Quizlet is a great app, especially if you aren't intending to use Anki the way it's supposed to be used. So that's a little funny because I don't use Anki the way it's intended for the spaced repetition or whatever. It like optimizes your memory. I don't know. I don't use it like that. But I also use Quizlet because there's someone at my school who made a Quizlet for all of the classes, and it's nice to just have some extra questions. So I'm logged in with Facebook, but like I said, because it's a new iPad, I'm not logged into anything right now. There's Quizlet. I've got Word and Excel. That's pretty standard. I tend not to use these that much. I tend to use the Google Suite, so Google Docs and Google Sheets instead, because I don't know, I just like them. But I have them here just in case I need them. I have a calculator app, which is not the same calculator that comes with the iPad. This one has ads, it's really annoying, but whatever. And then in my dock, I keep the apps that are super important. So I've got like the whole Google suite here, like I was talking about. I'll tend to use this more than Microsoft Office just because it's convenient, it's online. If I want to share anything with anyone, it's there. But yeah, that's that. Ignore my 39 emails, that's embarrassing. Once you go to medical school, you literally get so many emails every day. It's genuinely obnoxious, but they're all important, so whatever. And then the most important apps that I have are Anki, which is down here. Unfortunately, because this is iOS, I had to pay $25 for this, but I'm really glad I did because the iPad is so portable. It makes it so much easier to just do Anki cards wherever I am. So basically, what happens here is you can pull up a topic. So let's say we want to do, I've done a lot of these already, anti-anemic drugs. Somebody made this Anki deck in my school and I loaded it onto my iPad. So I just did that via airdrop. It's super easy, and these cards are specific to my classes, not boards. So I know there's a lot of Anki decks out there for boards that I probably should be using, but this helps me do well in my classes currently. So this is what I'm using. All right, Anki's pretty self-explanatory. Lots of cards, woohoo. Here's Notability. So this is where all the magic happens. So I have my classes lined up on the side here as dividers. Within a divider, so let's take my main class, I have a subject. So my subjects are broken up into exams. So here's exam 1, these are relative to exam 2, 3, yada yada yada. And then I've got my summaries for each exam in different subjects down here. Let's look at an example of how I use the PowerPoints. So basically what happens is I go onto Safari and I download the PowerPoint and send it to Notability. And then when I send it to Notability, I can name it. So I named, like, let's take this one all the way to the top. I've named this one anti-anemics and anti-neoplastics. And so we've got objectives here, some supplemental reading, and then we start with the material. So for example, if I wanted to write something here, I can change the color of my pen, something that shows up well in the background, and start writing. And basically I will annotate on top of the PowerPoint as my quote unquote second pass of the material while I'm learning it in class. So that's that. And then lastly, I will make a summary. So let's look at an example of a summary. So here's acute and chronic leukemia. All right, so starting right off, you can see that I've got a big drawing here. So this is the pluripotent stem cell lineage. And obviously, since I'm learning acute and chronic leukemias, it's really, really important for me to understand where these different funny cells are coming from. So that's why I've got this huge drawing here. And I basically put this everywhere on everything. I try to draw it as much as I can so I really understand what's going on. And then so moving down, you can see we've got more general notes here. Things that are in bold are things that show up a lot, or things that I think I need to know. I've got some more drawings. As you can see, the disease names are in red so that they really stick out to me. And then I've also pulled some of that stem cell lineage and put it here so that I have kind of like a grounding. I know where I am in the different lineages. And here we are. So basically this is what a note looks like. You can go ahead and look through it if you want. Yeah, I like to have this so that I have something to reference instead of going back to the PowerPoints and trying to search through their notes and my notes. It's just a lot easier if I have one summary sheet that I can refer to. So if we go to a different note, this is a very different topic. Well, not very different, it's anti-neoplastics, so anti-cancer drugs. But the content is different because it's all drugs, it's all pharmacology. So I try to keep generally the same format. In the beginning, I try to put like an overview or an introductory thing, like introductory information. So as you can see here, I've basically done a little map of where the different anti-neoplastic drugs work, and I've got the names in red again, and then important stuff in gold. So that's just what that one looks like. Something that's really nice about Notability that I enjoy is if I have a big drawing like this, I can come up to the scissors feature and I can go ahead and select a portion of it. So if I just wanted this lineage here, I can copy that and paste it somewhere else. Very nice. You can move it around. You can't resize it, which is annoying, but you know, if you paste it as an image instead and then resize it, that works a little bit. But you can see I've done that here. I pasted this one as an image because it was really big. You can tell because of this line. And that allows me to be efficient. I don't have to draw out the whole pathway again. And yeah, that's basically how I am currently using Notability. I really like having it all in one place. And I also have, you can see, I mean, just in the corner there, it was backing up, and now it's done because it's updated what I've changed, which I didn't change anything. But another thing that's really cool about Notability is it has well, it obviously has the iOS app, but it also has a desktop app, which is really nice. And what I can do is I can come here and turn iCloud syncing on, and obviously you can read it. It says it keeps them up to date across all your devices, and so they'll be stored on iCloud, and when I go onto my computer to reference something, I can pull up Notability there. And that's how I will make a summary. So I'll have the summary sheet open on my iPad, and I will have the PowerPoint open on my computer, and I will reference both of those. So that's basically it. That's how I use my iPad, that's how I use Notability, and that's what I've been doing in general to prepare for exams. So far it's really worked for me, and I really love having the iPad. I've had one since junior year of college, and it's like, I think one of the best tools you can use as a student, or just like any tablet style or laptop that can fold and you can write on it. Anything that you can write on. Drawing really helps me learn, so that's why making the summary sheets with a bunch of drawings really helps me. That's basically it. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this, and let me know if there's other topics that you'd like me to talk about. I've got a week coming up where I am off and I'm not doing any medical school related stuff, so I'm really excited to just relax. And if you have something you want me to talk about, just let me know and I can do that. All right, have a great day. Bye.